so big I can't move it. It's buried in there. Purity, you can see the leaves and the veining in there. Okay, how you guys doing? We're gonna go on a real short mission. We are going to a creek nearby my home where a friend of mine went hiking and said that she found a big, huge boulder of Bowenite, of new jade, of what's also called Maori greenstone, and it was too big to carry. And so it's just a sighting so far, but I believe her because she knows her rocks and stuff. So she said she left it propped up, kind of gave me directions. It's going a quick treasure hunt. It's the best kind of all, where you know there might actually be a treasure waiting for you already that somebody else has seen, and then, you know, let's go find the lost mine. Okay, so I'm bringing a towel because it's a walking path, and yeah, it's yet another creek in this Pewter Creek watershed. It's a tributary of it, and they seem to all have the Bowenite. So let's go grab it. Let's go see what it is. These are all serpentine boulders that you see sticking out of this field, which makes the soil low in nutrients. Or I should say, it doesn't make it, it just is low in nutrients because it's such high rock content. And so it's where flowers grow good. I may have dropped into this little creek a little too far around the corner. But what I am seeing is we are farther upstream in the watershed, and there are some really interesting things to check out for sure. They might have come back and collected it too. You snooze, you lose. Yeah, we have a few different things that we have to check out. So this is going to be our check or outer stone for the day. And here's our first one. Get you real close to the action. I'll tell you what. Set that one up there because I see a bunch of others that kind of look like it. And if they prove to be a Bowenite in this creek bed, which there probably is, we'll come back with a big old sledgehammer and some glasses and do this the right way. Oh. That licking rocks from a cow creek now. No. See the thin layer of veneer, and then the grainier other mix of serpentinites in there. So that's just a veneer, just to fake out. That looks more like our stuff. The way it's powdered up because it's kind of a softer silicate. There's another could be. There's another could be with another could be under it. Oh. Is this where I tossed? Yeah, I tossed mine down, so I see a propped up one here. Yep, that's one of those could be. Lots of. I'm on the hunt for jade now that I have samples. This is green. What's the inside of you look like? Like a green stony schist. Okay, what's the inside of you look like? Ooh, what's the inside of that look like? Stones here. So my sample of that one. I'm gonna go ahead and bring it home and light it up. It does not look like the crystalline form. It looks like whatever this is, I always confuse with it, but you see the blue of it? So half the time I'll get the little ones home and cut them. And it's actually things like this that you're looking for. See how instead of an obvious blue it looks all beat up? That's because it's so soft. Let's put this in our whacking area and give it a whack here, just to see if we can proof this creek generally. Okay, we're gonna have to take that one home and see if it's our proof, because I can get a piece off of it. So that's gonna be our try. Really nice compressed serpentines here, but pretty non-translucent so far. We are gonna haul home this one. It's got the right look. I'm gonna whack. Oh, man, I did get a piece off. Maybe I'll try a couple more chunks. This is the sample off of here. We're gonna take it home to a strong flashlight off of this one, which is so big I can't move it. It's buried in there. And that one looks pretty promising. Although you never know till you get some light through it the first time. And yeah, this thing is still just horrifically resisting. I'm gonna take a couple more chunks here off camera. I'm trying to find the second rock that I'm gonna bundle up and take with me for could be's. The ones that I can break, I am breaking, so that I can see what they're actually made of without having to haul them home. There's so many other cool mixes here. But besides this one I just picked up, I see all the different types of green. This one though, I got a 90% bet on that one. Yeah, but you can knock it open and it can be completely kind of gray and non-translucent. So I think these two and then the flakes that we have, and we'll inspect those with a flashlight or a saw, and then depending on what they tell us, we'll come back to this creek bed and see what other forms of it are here. Sound like a plan? It's actually pretty cold out here. It's November. It's the very last days of November here. Okay. Good to be alive. And tonight's find. So I just took this out back. It's the one that I could not break there for anything. And I knocked it apart with my sledge. Should have cut it. It's okay. I still have the whole back of this for slabs, and we're just proofing the creek. And so this is from the smoother stuff that I had my doubts in, but that was what led us there originally. And if I light it up here, I can see that it's that gray, compressed, not Bowenite stuff that fakes me out all the time. Exterior, it looks exactly like it, but on the inside, it's just not. So that was that big one that's buried in the ground. We don't have to go back for that. These were our two that we brought home. This one split in half. And they could tell right away when I knocked it open. Actually, it split on a natural fraction there. Kinda. Let me turn on the light. Oh, that's horrible too. But you could see the graininess of the actual crystal, the crystals in there. But here's the test. Anyhow, nice and simple and short here. Put a strong light behind it. In a darker room. Up here. There. You can probably see that if I crop it in for you. Along that. Ooh, see it? That's a big old boulder. You see that all along there? So yeah, that is a big chunk, and it also means that literally every creek around here has them, and it has big chunks. Big chunks. This I'm excited about. I can show you is Bowenite just by the look of it when we get it wet here. Over here. And you see that color? That goes down into there. You can just tell because of the granulation of it, and the little lips are translucent. That's going to be some beautiful stuff. I think we're going to take it out to the saw and slab that long ways, like right now. You want to do that? And that'll be the finish to this video as we'll look through some of these slabs. Another creek is proofed, prospected, and full of good stuff. Sorry about the light, but you see the patterns in that, the light greens and the blues and the dark greens. That's a more gem quality just right there. As quality as I was getting up off of the Oregon border and the base of Mount Shasta where I was originally hunting this stuff. And this is down here. Yeah! Close by. Good supply. Let's go slice it and see how good it is. So, this is the results. This was this big old chunk, and I swear it is definitely a form of the same mix of stuff that makes Bowenite different. Its color is totally off. It's got different veins and stuff going on with it, and it's translucent, so I did some very thin slices of it and just was not coming up with anything. Well, I won't say not anything. It's Bowenite, you can see that, and it's pretty translucent, but it's, I don't know how to say it. It's kind of ugly. It's kind of pretty in the sense of all the marbling and things going on with it, but at the same time, well, and you never know, one end of a stone can be different than the other end. So that's where this came off of, and then this little thing came off of this end where there was more of a break where I could identify that looks like a deep green, not deep green, but that color green Bowenite. You can see by the crystallization and stuff of it. So that's just going to go out in the stockpile basically. I know that it's there. It's unique. It's definitely unique for all of the different varieties that we've got. It also proved that it was in the creek. So that's definitely in the creek, but we didn't need that because then we get right over to this. And this one I went ahead and sliced up a whole bunch because the second I held it up to the light I could see it was that deep, what I call an emerald green. You know, there's all different shades of this. This is like an emerald green. So these sides I've already put some mineral oil on because it helps with the translucency before you before you polish it up. Just like adding water or putting a layer of glass over something helps it become more translucent. But here's with just a little water on the face. It looks like a type of Canadian jade, you know, with the light greens in there. But check this out. Look at that. Look at that. This is so pure. Again, let me show you the face of this. It's almost fractureless. This particular piece is almost fractureless. It's just such a fine form of it. But that's a piece. What I will say about this particular stone of Bowenite, not Bowenite, but this piece, this specimen, is that it's got my desired color for sure. It is beautiful. It is the color that I seek. It's the purity that I seek. It's literally almost fractureless, but it's translucent. It's such a dark green, and I think that's how you get the dark green. It's got to be very thin to be able to have light pass through this. Now keep in mind I'm using like a gas station flashlight here. So an actual gem light would, you know, this is probably running 100 lumens instead of 500 or something. But it's also flickering on and off on us. But look at that. So I went ahead and went crazy on the slabs. There's still half the stone there. And that's exciting because this is another creek really close to home that's full of Bowenite, and of a beautiful Bowenite. So this piece that's that thick, as is, the light barely passes through there. On its thinnest end, in a dark room, you can get some light to pass through it, but it's basically blacked out at that point. So that's problematic until, you know, you realize that you could take 3 of these and make a knife like I did. And the truth is that when you get it polished up and you get it shaped down to where it's thinner on the edges, that's where it lights up like a halo of green, and that can be really beautiful too, while still leaving it thick enough to have strength, like I did the hooks and I did the knife. So You can see this thickness, translucent. This thickness is still translucent, but so dark that it just does that thing that green does. You know, green is one of the colors that they'll use to make a black dye. You know, just make it so dark that it looks black. And you also, you know, you could probably look at a comet and not get your eyes hurt, or the sun or weld or something. So this is in between these two thicknesses here. And definitely get some light passing through it. You can see the purity of the stone is just awesome. It's just awesome. Look at that. Oof. Right? And in person, it's much more beautiful even. As you turn it, your own eyeballs can see the little edges of this light up an even lighter green that's like true emerald. No dark spots in these slabs all the way out to the edges. They're just pure, solid. The inclusions are uniform if they are there at all. And it's just pure fine grain, should polish up great. Here's one a little bit thicker. Could actually put the flashlight on it, and the thick end, the light goes away, but that would make a really nice little knife or something because of those properties. And this is unsanded again. When it's sanded to glass, and the light will be entering it and exiting it much better, and giving it much better light. This one's basically blacked out. This one's almost blacked out. It's about the same. Every single piece. Every single piece of this. That one's a little bit thicker. Every little piece of this is the same purity and uniformity. And it's just, it is pure, pure. When I say fractureless, I mean the saw it cuts such a smooth cut in the stone that's left. And when I'm looking through it, just, wow. This is all from one rock. And then so here's the thinnest one that I did. Boom. You can see the details on that. It's literally, that's how thin that is too. And it's still relatively strong, you know? So, being here in person and looking through this thin little slice is just so cool and so perfect. And then I can assure you, as I go through each of these, it is the same purity. You can see the leaves and the veining in there. Oh, that's such good stuff. That's the strength check on that little slab, just so you know. And it's that thin. But, boom. So that's the report. That's that little trip. I thought that we'd go out and see if it was in that creek. It is. It's occurring in big, big chunks. And, man, we're just, tell you what, the upper north end of the Napa County and the south end of Lake County, from Canocti and Lower Lake over, all through the Pewter watershed, and that means all of its watershed, all the tributaries. Literally, I have not been able to find a creek or a crevice that doesn't have this in there, and we have this beautiful green. So It's worth bringing a hammer and your glasses. Don't bring one without the other. And this is a good season for knocking rocks in creeks because it's actually getting moist and the sparks aren't going to fly off and make a fire in the dry grass all around you. So, pair of gloves, good hammer, and some goggles to protect your eyeballs, and a strong flashlight. Go look for things that look like these rocks. Hit them, check the little chips. When you realize you have a boulder, you'll have a boulder of Bowenite, and I hope that you do. Always hope that you find the same goodies that I do. And yeah, thank you so much for coming on this little adventure with me. Look at all that. We're just going to call it done here. And might see these all get made into other things in the future if you're paying attention. So I hope that everybody's having a good holiday season out there, whatever that entails for you. And until I see you next time, just remember, please take care of yourselves, and if you get a chance, take care of each other. Quest on.